I'm Lindsay, and we're back again. Today we're talking about what if the goal wasn't confidence.
I love this.
Becky's excited about this one. We hear all the time, teachers want confident pupils, employers want confident employees, parents want confident children, everyone wants confidence.
And people want to be confident in what they're doing.
Yeah.
But do we really need to be confident?
Yeah, if the goal is confidence, is that the right goal? We don't think so, because
not all the time.
Not all the time, but we're going to throw something in the mix because, Becky, do we think being confident is achievable and exists?
You can be confident in some of the things you do. You can be confident in yourself. But for some people, it's not attainable.
And it's not attainable as a confident full stop exclamation mark.
No.
Like, done. You're a confident person. Off you go into the world.
Because you're going to be put into scenarios and things where you're never going to be confident. And you're going to be like a fish out of water. You're out of your comfort zone. But you can be a confident person and be out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And new things happen and new experiences come. So if we're not focusing on being confident, what are we focusing on? Good question, right? For us, it's about that idea, and I'm going to use the word confidence, it's being confident to try, being confident to ask a question, being confident to step out, being confident, rather than being confident full stop, it's having the confidence to do some of those things, be inquisitive, ask those questions.
Whereas for me, with a lot of the work that I do, it's about finding ways to act confident. So we're looking at the performance, and the confidence in performance doesn't mean the person is actually a confident person, but we can look at how the toolkits that we need to create a confident looking performance.
You do training on public speaking.
Yeah.
I was doing a presentation the other day. I was being recorded for something. And the thing that people always say to us, oh, it's easy for you guys because you can do this, you're confident in this. Oh my God. If we're put in front of a camera or stand up, we are pooping our pants. But we have the toolkit to come across as confident in that environment.
Yeah.
It's a toolkit. We've learned the skill. Confidence isn't a end goal you can reach and then that's it, off you go. It's a toolkit that you have to keep evolving. And like my confidence in doing one type of training delivery to another, and yours in terms of a setting to a different audience, it shifts and changes. You need to pull on different toolkits, don't you?
Yeah.
So if we were to kind of help advise people or support people to get a confidence toolkit, if we're going to be as cliche and awful as that, I know, right, terrible. What would be in this toolkit, Becky? What would we put in there to help people?
So if you're looking at it from a performance aspect, practice. The more you practice and you play around with something, so if you're doing presentation skills or you're doing singing or dancing, practice. Know what the things are that are going to trip you up. Find the ways to get around those things. Think about everything that might come your way, any questions. Rehearse it. You need to practice your opening statement so many times. So many times. They always say, good opening, good ending. What happens in the middle? No one really cares about.
Yeah.
You need to practice that beginning and that end. Make sure you've got a strong opening, strong close. You need to prepare. So this can be walking around in a power pose for 5-10 minutes before you actually go out and do anything. It makes a huge difference, and you will see people at all levels, from professionals down to grassroots, doing that. They will be walking around backstage in a power pose, talking to people, because you can trick your brain into believing things, so you can set up a mindset for how you want to go out.
It's really interesting because you're talking about a performance aspect. A lot of the work I do with young people in terms of preparation for adulthood, it's exactly the same. It's to do with practice. You wouldn't ever say to somebody, right, off you go then, and to go do it on their own for the first time and get confident at doing something without, it's not talking about the scenarios over and over, because that creates overwhelm, but it's practicing it in little bits, little manageable bits, so that each time all those little bits build up. They're like building blocks that kind of build that assurance that they can try to do it. And yes, practice walking around in confidence. And the other way I sometimes have with people is actually staying away from people.
Completely.
That's really important. Sometimes if you're going to go into that kind of environment, to do something and be confident, you need to stay away from all the other noise, because there are going to be some roosters out there who are going to fluff their feathers and stand out with their chests out and be like, oh, I am. And when it comes to the crunch, can they actually do it? Not necessarily. It's okay to be the quiet one that goes, I'm just going to take myself off to the toilet for half an hour before I go in and sit with my headphones on and zone, and then you put on what you need to do.
Exactly.
And that's the key. You can be a rooster, you can be the quiet one in the corner, but it's whichever one suits you.
But everyone has their own way of being confident. It isn't one way suits all with everything. It's not a one size. Some people will be quietly confident. Some people will be overtly confident. There's all differences, and people will get their own ways of getting there. You can have the most introvert, nervous person be up on stage, oozing confidence, or going into an interview, or going into an exam.
Yep.
But they've got their own strategy, and that strategy more than likely is going to be very different to someone who is a rooster and pumping and making it sure that the focus is on them, because actually what they need is that focus on them to feel confident.
Yeah, and I think that's the misconception when everyone goes, oh, we want the confidence, you don't need the confidence. What you need is people that understand what they need to do their best.
Exactly.
And that's a very, very different shift. And as employees, as in parents, as in teachers, as in people in the community, whatever, the person that's going to be confident in their practice or able to do what it is that they're going to do are the people who are assured in themselves to know what they need. And sometimes that's having the support mechanism around them as well, isn't it? So it's not just about you as a rooster, like the roosters on their own or the person waiting. It's knowing where to get that support from as well.
Maybe it's not about having the confidence to do the thing. It's about having the confidence to be yourself.
Oh, nice little flip back to that.
I like that.
It is. And it is that, and it's having a space to learn who yourself is and learn what works for you and learn to say no. Confidence isn't always about agreeing as well. Confidence is about knowing when to say no.
It's not about following
It's
the
not
path.
about following the path. It's about that ownership and that being assured in who you are. Yeah, I like that.
Because once you know who you are, you know what's going to work for you, so you can tackle any scenario that's thrown your way.
So if we go back to what we started talking about, what if confidence wasn't the goal? What if
Actually knowing who you are and what you need
is the goal? And that's a really good starting point, whatever setting we're in, wherever we're working, whoever we are, as parents, as friends, whatever, just supporting the people around you to be them.
Yeah.
And understand themselves and have that space and nurture. So yeah, we get it. We get what's meant by this idea of confidence.
Completely.
Because it is, the concept of it is really important, and absolutely we agree with it. But I think the way it's put across and then the way people perceive it and what people understand by that term of confidence
needs to be clarified at times.
Needs to be clarified. So yeah, we'll leave you with that food for thought. Till next time.